back. So this is going to be a talking video. I'm filming a few little talking videos today, so I decided that I would go ahead and do my video all about my nipple piercings. So you guys have been asking. I talked about it on Snap whenever I went to get it done, and I haven't talked about it since then, but a lot of you have been writing me asking me, am I going to do a video talking about it? So yes, I got my nipples pierced and it's been about a month. So yeah, tomorrow will actually make a month that I've had them done. I did put some notes in my phone so that I can tell you guys all of the details and all that stuff, because I didn't want to give too much away on my Snapchat. So I kind of just asked you guys if you had it done, what you thought about it and stuff like that, and I was telling you guys that I was gonna go and get it done. So I actually got it done on May 29th. And that was basically Memorial Day, because Memorial Day was the next day. The price that I paid was $80. The tattoo shop that I went to, I will link it down below or put the name of it down below. I have the business card in my wallet. Whenever I went to get it done, let me just take you back a bit and tell you some of the details and like my mind frame and everything. So this was in May, so my birthday was in April, and around my birthday time I really just started thinking about it. Like even before my birthday I had been kind of thinking about it, but then I was like, no, I don't want to get it because I know my skin is so sensitive, and we do have keloid skin or blood, whatever it is, in our family. So I can get these type of little you know, like markings or scarrings or whatever, like from a piercing or a scrape or things like that. So I was really scared to get it because I have had some issues with piercings in the past. Like I had my ear pierced up at the top. Didn't do right, I guess, because you actually sleep on it, so you have to care for it a lot more than what I was doing back then. So I did get like a titty on the back, or a growth, or whatever, that's what the doctor called it. And then I had it removed. It was really, really small and it wasn't really growing, but I didn't want that to stay there, so I did get it taken off. I know I'm just telling you guys like everything, and this is supposed to be about nipples, but I'm gonna get back to it. So I'm just trying to tell you guys, like, I didn't know if I wanted to get it because I was scared, and then I had issues with my belly button piercing before as well. So I was just really scared about getting it because like it's your nipples, you don't want to mess up your nipples, right? So okay, so I was just thinking about it or whatever, and then like around my birthday time I had went to New Orleans, and I was like, oh my god, I want to go get my nipples pierced, like while I'm out here. But the night that I like really started thinking that, we didn't really do much, so I didn't make it to a tattoo shop. And then I was still having second thoughts, like I was scared to get it. And then I had seen some horror videos and like so much crazy stuff about it. Like I had been doing my research though. So then a month later, literally Memorial weekend, and I was like turning up all weekend, I had went and got the color redone on my tattoo behind my ear, and I like added to it. So I was just like in a badass mode, like I just was ready to do some shit. So I was like, okay, I want to go get my nipples pierced. But then it was already Sunday, so it was like, what the hell, no tattoo shops are really open on Sundays, especially like in my area, because there aren't a whole lot of them. I ended up going to Houston, and I was like, okay, I'm going to Houston, I'm definitely gonna get it done today, like today is the day. But then after I went ate and, you know, like hung out a little bit, I was like, whatever, this is probably not gonna happen. And then I was like, yeah, I want to go get my nipples pierced. So then I started searching around for shops. By this time it was already late. I went probably around 11 or something at night. So yeah, I went to one shop, and the first shop that I went to, the guy had a lot of people to do, and I wasn't nervous at all. Like I had already been thinking about getting this done. Like whenever you go to get this done, you really need to know in your mind that you're ready to get it done. Don't be shame about it. Like it's just, it's sexy. Like I love it. So yeah, whenever I went into this place, like initially thinking in my mind, like back in the day, I probably would have been terrified, or not even terrified, but just kind of weirded out to go in a place and be like, I want to get my nipples pierced. Like I don't know, but I guess I'm growing up or whatever. So I just went in and I was like, I want to get my nipples pierced, and the man was like, okay, go upstairs. I went upstairs, and then the guy that actually does the nipples, there was like a lot of people upstairs, and he was like, okay, that's cool, but I have to do all of these people first, so it's probably going to be about an hour, hour and a half. He had like a whole family to do, and they were all getting their noses pierced. So I was like, okay, we'll just come back. So I like love to go and ride around and stuff. But then there were a lot of other tattoo shops like in that same area, so we kind of went to a few other ones, and then the one that I went to where I actually got them done at, we went in and some people were coming out, and the guy that actually does the piercings was the one who came up and said, can he help us? So I was like, yeah, I want to get my nipples pierced. And he was like, okay, cool, whatever. And you know, like gave me the paperwork and stuff. And then I was asking him, was he the one that was doing it? And he was like, yeah. Initially watching videos and everything, everyone will say, or like the girls of course, they will say you definitely want to get a girl to do it so that you feel more comfortable, and you know, like you don't want like a random guy looking at you and stuff. But honestly, I wanted it done so bad, and I like had my mindset on it that I didn't really care who was doing it as long as they knew what they were doing and they could do a good job at it. Like I didn't mind at all that it was a guy, and I guess it kind of helps if it's a guy that you wouldn't be attracted to in that way, or you know, like he's not looking at you like that. I mean, of course he's just there to do a job. But yeah, I didn't care at all, and I didn't even care. Like, you want to go with a friend, I think it's better if you go with a friend, but I didn't care who was with me at all. Like I was ready to get topless and get my nipples pierced, because soon as I walked in the room to get it done, I started like trying to take my dress, because I had a dress on, so I was trying to take my dress down because it had a little piece that goes around the neck. So the guy was like, oh, you don't have to get undressed right now. Like that's how ready I was. Like I was already getting undressed, ready to get it done. So I just kind of chilled out, talked to him. He was like getting out all the stuff, showing me everything, and it was very smooth. Like it was a very smooth transaction. Also, one of the things that I had researched a lot was, a lot of people said, you know, like you may think that it's more comfortable not to wear a bra, you know, like when you get them done or after you get it done, but it's better to wear a bra because it's going to protect and hold them in place. So, you know, like the pain won't be as bad and stuff like that. So, I mean, I thought about that, but that day whenever I went, I just had on a sticky bra, which is better than no bra at all. And the dress that I had on kind of had like a built-in bra somewhat to it. So I was fine with that. And whenever I left, I actually just put, you know, like some gauze or whatever it was that he gave me on top, and then I just pulled my dress back up and wore it like that. But then we actually went out, so I put my sticky bra back on over it, and I was completely fine. Okay, so let me go back a little bit and tell you about the piercing process. I did get footage on my phone. I was thinking about posting it on my vlog channel and kind of censoring it a little bit where everything is not completely out. I don't know, what do you guys think about that? Let me know down below. But yeah, so the piercing process. Okay, I am a person that can tolerate pain. Whenever I'm getting a shot or something, I watch the people do it, or drawing blood, whatever. I like to watch them do it. Like most people freak out and they can't even look. And I take tattoos well, and I just deal with pain well. So you don't really want to go on my pain scale level unless you have a high tolerance for pain as well. But honestly, I figured that it probably wasn't gonna hurt that bad. Like it was just gonna feel like a pinch, but no, it feels like a needle is going through your nipples. Like literally what it is, that shit fucking hurts. I'm just gonna be honest, it does hurt, but it's like an adrenaline rush. Like it was fun, and I like an adrenaline rush, so I would totally do it again, especially with the process and where I'm at now with it. I would totally do it again. Like, and if you want it bad enough, you're gonna do it. Like that's just with anything for me in general, tattoos, whatever. I'll sit there and I'll get it done because I want it done. And I have had my tongue pierced before, and I do have my belly button pierced. I only had my tongue pierced for like a week, and I had it done twice, and I only had it in for like a week each time, and then I took it out because I didn't want to get busted with it because my mom didn't know. But anyways, yeah, so I figured, okay, if I can get my tongue pierced and my belly button, whatever, like nipples, I know it's like a super sensitive area, but it can't be that bad. And then another thing that people say is like whenever you get a tattoo or a piercing or something, you want to kind of make sure that you're not on your friend or your cycle, you're not having your period, because your pain tolerance, you know, it changes because you're going to be more sensitive to pain and stuff. But I was actually on it whenever I went, and I didn't care because I just really wanted to get it done that day. And I would say that it did hurt. Some people say that the left nipple hurts more than the right, I believe. But whenever I got it done, he pierced my left nipple first and then the right one. So the right one hurts like a bitch. Like, it hurts so much more than the other one did. But the process, it really wasn't that bad. He did use the clamps on my nipples and then he pierced it. And I do have the barbells. I don't really care for hoops. I may eventually start to like them, but I don't really care for hoops. And I think the barbells are super cute, and they always say that barbells are better whenever you get it pierced because it's easier to clean and care for, and you know, like, you don't have to worry about pulling it or snagging it so much as you would if you had a hoop or whatever. So yeah, so yeah, he did use the clamps. And there was something that I did want to tell you, dolls. The clamps are so tight. Like, honestly, I think the clamps hurt worse than the actual needle going through your skin. Like, the clamps are so tight on there. Like, he put it on there and it's like clamped on. Like, he can literally let it go and it's still on my nipple, because on one of them he left it on there for a long time. Like, I don't know what the hell he was getting out of his little tools or whatever, like all of the stuff, because he had everything out to begin with. So I was like not knowing what the hell he was doing, but he was getting something, I forgot what he called it, but it's in the video, where it opens up the piercing again and it goes in easier, like you don't feel it as much. I don't know, but the clamps did leave like a scarring or something on my nipples, like on each side, because the clamp is, you know, like this, like it's two pieces that go on each side of your nipple, and then it's opened up. I think it's opened up, like it's two pieces on each side, if I remember correctly. But it did leave like some scarring on my nipples on the sides, but it went away in about a week. Like, after a week of cleaning and everything, those little scarrings or scratches that I seen there, the scalp kind of just came off, and that was fine with that. At first I thought it was like markings from him marking it, and maybe it just stayed there for a while even after showering, but it was actually kind of scarred because the clamps were just that tight. So honestly, the clamps hurt the worst to me. So yeah, that's kind of like my experience for it, and I think it's worth it if you want to get it. So I'm gonna just tell you, dolls, how the process was for me, like throughout the weeks and everything up until now, just so you dolls will know if you're gonna get it done, because that's one thing that I didn't see in any of the videos, like what to expect, what they experienced week by week, day by day, whatever. Like, that's what I wanted to know, as well as products to use. And I'm gonna tell you dolls what I use. And yeah, so the first night whenever I got it done, afterwards, like, getting it done, it did hurt, but it wasn't super bad. Afterwards I did feel a lot of pain and tenderness, and I just took some Tylenol and I was okay. Like, right afterwards I was like, okay, let's go get some Tylenol so I won't be feeling this pain as much. So I was fine with that, and I slept in a sports bra. They say sports bras are better because it really holds it in place. So I slept in a sports bra, and then on Monday, which was the next day, because I got this done on a Sunday, the next day was pretty much no pain or any bleeding. And also, whenever I got it done, I did not bleed much at all, maybe just a little bit. And that was really weird, because usually if you've been drinking, you bleed more, like with tattoos and stuff. I don't know if that applies with piercings, but I had been drinking and I didn't really bleed at all. And I did take the Advil and I did drink, so I was good to go. But okay, so Monday I slept in a sports bra. Well, on Tuesday in the morning I was fine, but at night it got a little crusty and it bled a little. They are gonna get crusty, that's totally normal, and you are gonna see like some pus coming out, but that's just them healing and everything, and your body is getting used to actually having, you know, the piercing there. So that's not a big deal, that's normal. So yeah, I had a little bit of crustiness and bleeding. Slept in a regular bra, which is not as good because I feel like your boobs can kind of move around a bit in them. So the next day in the morning I did have some dried up blood and everything, so I definitely recommend sleeping in a sports bra for sure like the first week and wearing nothing but sports bras. I tried to like get out of the sports bra thing, but no, keep wearing a sports bra. And then on Wednesday in the morning, they were a little bit sore, nothing major. I just removed the blood and the crustiness. And then after that first week, I just started going into weeks instead of day by day. So in week 2, it felt great. I didn't have any pain. I was still sleeping in bras. And then at that point, I was kind of wearing sports bras and regular bras. So yeah. And then in week 3, they started to get tender and I would see some pus, but I stopped sleeping in a bra and that felt much better. Like after a while, the bra just kind of started to get in the way and I felt like the bra was causing pain to them, so I kind of stopped sleeping in a bra. Week 4 and 5, which we're actually in week 5 right now, they do feel amazing and no pain, and then I just have a little bit of slight crustiness, usually in the mornings whenever I'll clean it. It's fine, but then like in the evenings when it's time for me to take my shower again, I will have a little bit of crusties, but it's not anything major. The products that they recommend to use usually is a antibacterial soap such as Sterile, and I did use Sterile for like the first few days or maybe like the first week, but then I eventually stopped using it because I remembered using Sterile with my belly button piercing and my piercing actually did rip. Like, listen to me, dolls. I don't want to scare anybody or anything like that. If you want them done, definitely get it, but it did rip because the skin got so thin there that it wasn't holding in the ring anymore, and eventually it just ripped. I bled a little bit, but not anything major because the skin had got so thin there over time. And whenever I got my belly button pierced the first time, they used a hoop and they told me to use the soap and run the piercing through, you know, through with the soap and everything so that it can clean out on the inside and everything. And I feel like that soap really ate up my skin on the inside to where it ate it up from the inside to the outside where there was no more skin pretty much. And I had already had it in for like 6 weeks or so because I think, yeah, I had had it in longer than 6 weeks because I had already changed out the ring and I had in like a dangly one, which I definitely don't recommend changing your jewelry on piercings at the 6 weeks or whatever the amount of time is that they tell you you can change it. I definitely recommend to go like a whole year with that same jewelry in because I just learned my lesson with that. So I kind of had a problem with dolls, so I did use it for like the first few days to really clean and disinfect them, but after that I just totally stopped using it and I just started washing with my regular soap that I take a bath with, which is Dove, and it's just the original one, not the, you know, crazy scents or anything. So I just started using that on them and they are really good. And yeah, I've seen a lot of people say that you should just use your normal soap, but not anything that's fragrance like Bath and Body Works or anything like that, because the antibacterial can't, you know, like it's not really that good for them. But I don't know, I guess it just really depends on your skin and everything, but my skin is super sensitive, so that was a no-go for me, so I just stopped using it. And then one of the things that I absolutely love on piercings, which is what I used on my belly button as well, that really healed it whenever I had got it done again, is the H2 Ocean spray. That spray is bomb.com. I got it from the tattoo shop whenever I had got my belly button done years and years ago, but where I got my nipples pierced at, they didn't sell it there, and in my area I had called around, they didn't have it at the tattoo shops out here. So I just ended up ordering it online from eBay, and it's perfectly fine, brand new bottle, and the expiration date is good on it. But the bottle that I had from my belly button, it was expired, so I didn't want to use that and cause any infection or anything crazy, so I did just order a new bottle. So yeah, I love that. To just go ahead and show you guys the products so that you can find these for yourself if you want to use the things that I use. So like I said, I just used Dove regular soap. I didn't grab that because that's really simple, but to clean it with, you're supposed to use sea salt, and people do sea salt soaks, like you put the sea salt in the certain amount of water. I will put the amount that you can use down below, or put a link to like where you can find the recipe, but people put it in like a little shot glass or a small glass, and then you just hold it on your nipples and let them soak for a while. Honestly, whenever I did the soaks, I would notice that my nipples would kind of be more sore than what they would normally be. So I don't know if I even got the right kind of salt that you're supposed to use. It says that it's the unrefined or whatever, but honestly I think that buying something that's already made is the best. Plus that takes up time, like you have to sit there and hold it on there, all of that. I don't have time for that. So I like to use this, which is in a can, and I need to buy me another backup bottle of this. This is the H2 Ocean Sea Salt Sterile Piercing Aftercare Spray for body and oral piercings. So I guess if you have your tongue pierced or whatever, you can use it for that as well. But this is amazing. I love this. I didn't want this video to be super long, but I really wanted to give you guys a lot of details on what I use and what's really been working for me. So I love using this, and like I said, I ordered it on eBay, so I did have to wait for it to come in. I was looking online to see if there was anything similar to this, and I've seen people saying online that you can use like a sea salt solution wound wash type of thing that you can get at a drugstore. So I went and I found this one is by Neil Med. I found this at CVS, I believe it was CVS, and this is a wound wash. It says sterile saline solution, ready to use. So this is basically kind of like the same thing, but I think this one may have a few other added ingredients in it, which is good for piercings in general. But basically what it is a sea salt. So if you guys don't know, like whenever you go to the beach, if you have a cut or something on your arm, leg, whatever, if you ever notice whenever you go into the sea salts, which is the beach or whatever, you know, the ocean, that it really cleans the area and it starts to heal up faster. That's basically what this stuff is in a can. So it really is going to clean the area and help to heal it. So I definitely recommend something like this versus doing the soaks. Now I have tried the soaks as well as doing this, but honestly this is my favorite, and I do this at night and in the morning, and it's easy because if you're traveling or whatever, who has time to be like making a solution, putting it in a cup and stuff? Like honestly, this is your best bet, especially if you're on the go and you don't want to just sit there holding, you know, sea salt on your boobs. So definitely check out something like this. It doesn't have to be these brands, you can get whatever kind you like, but I definitely recommend picking this one up for sure. And then I also seen some people say that on their nipple piercings, like on the side, they would get something that looked kind of like a keloid. I forget the correct term for it because I did look it up online and see them talking about it, but you can get like a little bump on the side, and I've seen people say that this is great to heal that up, or just great in general for really cleaning the area. And this is called Bactine, and this is pain relieving cleansing spray. So I bought this, but then I also seen that it's not good to use this on piercings, so I'm not really sure. You have to use different items at your own risk. So I only use this every now and then, maybe like once a week. I'll just spray a little bit on there just to, you know, really clean the area. And mine doesn't have a thing on the inside that's gonna allow it to spray, so I did just put some in a little bottle like this. But yeah, you can use this at your own risk, but I did see people say that it's not good to use. And if you are a piercer or whatever and you don't agree with my way of doing things, then that is fine, but you don't have to bash in the comments or whatever. This is what works for me, and mine's look absolutely perfect, no craziness or anything like that, and they're healing up amazing, and I'm so grateful for that because I was so scared. But yes, they're doing amazing. And if you guys think I should post the video on my vlog channel and maybe try to censor it a little bit or something, then let me know in the comments down below. If you have your nipples pierced and you used certain products or whatever, let me know those down below so we can all share the love here and share our experiences and the products that we use, because you dolls were a great help to me on Snapchat, telling me encouraging words about getting it done, and as well as telling me what products and things to use as well. Plus I did a lot of research on it as well. Nobody on Snapchat recommended this, but I knew about it from my belly button, so I wanted to pass this on. This is amazing, and it says on the back that you can use it 3 to 6 times per day. This is amazing. Like, I'm gonna go and order me another bottle now before I actually post this video and you dolls buy it all, because I'm telling you, this is life. So if you have any piercings, ears, nose, belly button, nipples, tongue, you can use this on it, and I definitely recommend this. So yeah, that is it. If you guys have questions, leave them down below, and I hope I didn't leave anything out. I just wanted to be super informative and really help you with your nipple piercing experience. And yes, I tried to wear a shirt that you know, like with no bra, so you guys can kind of see. But yeah, I love mine's. Like, it's so sexy and so badass. And I mean, some guys don't like it, but some guys love it. So if you have a guy who doesn't like it, you know, screw him, get a new guy. Bye, dolls. Hi dolls, it's Kooch. Welcome to Wonderland. I'm gonna give you dolls a tour today and show you dolls my makeup collection. Come on in.